Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 127 for Tuesday, the 5th of July 2022. I'm your host, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby360G, and joining me on this very fine evening is...
Just me, I'm afraid. Sensei Switch.
Just the Webmaster and Sensei of the Switch. Everyone else has abandoned us this week, haven't they, mate?
It probably got things to do.
Yeah, your mic's
time of the year and everything.
A bit funny, actually. Yeah, I don't know what you've done to it. It's suddenly all just gone a bit odd. It was all right.
What about now? Is that any better?
Yes.
Oh, so if I'm charging my phone...
Yeah, it does that on, you know, like on the Xbox controllers when you got a headset in as well. It does that because it's picking up the charge coming through, isn't it? Is your phone nearly dead?
Brilliant. Well, it's got about 26%, but it does eat through it pretty quickly because it's like 3 years old.
Oh dear, that's not going to last the podcast, is it?
It should do, with any luck.
All right, cool.
Depending on how long we are, etc.
Of course. So, what we'll do then, Darren, is if you go first, and then whilst I'm yapping and you've got yourself muted, you can you could probably just top up your phone a little bit, to be honest. Unless you get any questions.
I don't know. Like I say, it should be fine. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You just go game at a time if you want, or whatever.
Yes, we'll take it in turns.
There's only two of us, yeah.
Take it in turns.
Yeah. Why not?
This is like a brand new idea. I'm liking this. I am liking it a lot. Just give me a second then. I'm just going to put...
throwing you off now.
No,
I was going to check out my stuff while you were talking.
Oh, that's all right, because I'm going to put a video up of the next of the game I'm going to play. So, yeah, I've been playing quite a few games this week. I've been quite on and off a few different games, because obviously I mentioned last week I did a quite hefty PC upgrade, so I've been wanting to check out a few different games. So I went on to Escape from Tarkov. Now, I actually went on to this before they did the wipe on Wednesday, so I haven't actually had a go since they did a wipe. So for those of you that don't know, Escape from Tarkov's been in beta for years, and it still is in beta, so every so often they do a wipe, so everyone's stats gets reset, everything you've earned and all that sort of stuff, so everyone's starting from fresh again. So I've done that on Wednesday, but I haven't played it since then. I have actually been itching to get back onto it since then, because it's quite nice when everyone's at kind of that level playing field, because what happens is with this game, you get players that play it all the time, and then they build up quite a nice collection of armour, weapons, you know, bullets, because you get currency as well, and you can buy all these various things. So for those of you that aren't aware, I've been living under a rock. Tarkov's one of those games that it has multiple levels which you could go into, and they're all kind of open world levels. And basically, you go into a shared server, and there's other actual players in there, and there's AI in there as well, and you've got kind of these missions to do, which is basically to collect X loot or whatever, and then you need to get to an extraction point to get out. Now, this is a lot more difficult than other games of this kind of genre, and I'll get onto another one I've been playing which is very similar to this but a bit more user friendly and easier. This is very hardcore, so like it'll tell you that you can take one or of two extraction points, but you have no in-game map to see where they are, so you either need to know where they are or just get up a map online and have it next to you, right? But there's no in-game map or mini-map which tells you where you are on the map or anything like that. So even when you're using a map online, you know, you just kind of got to figure out where you are in relation to that map. And that makes it quite difficult, but fun in the same sense, because it makes it a lot more hardcore. Also...
Do you choose where you spawn in on the map?
Nope.
Oh, right, no. So people could have just kept spawning in the same areas and got used to the layout.
They could have done, but if you play it a lot, you get used to layout of the map anyway. So, I mean, that's not really a massive issue. Like, it's one of those things, right? It's repetition. Like, if you've played it for, 50 to 100 hours or whatever, you're going to know the maps like the back of your hand anyway, especially if you play the same one over and over again. But
So it's
also,
not randomised. You can choose which one you go into.
yeah, you can choose the maps, but you can't choose where you spawn in on those maps.
Right.
But also, if you get killed in the game, you lose all your loot, all your weapons, and all the armor that you're wearing as well. So there's very much a risk reward to this game because you can get some quite good loot on this. And it's like, do I carry on playing to try and get some more, or do I head for one of these extraction points and get the fuck out of Dodge? You know what I mean? So, because there is a lot of highly skilled players on there, and there's a lot of, and the AI is quite good as well. They're very accurate and they can kill you quite easily as well. So it's one of those games that I do dip in and out of every so often. I hadn't played it for ages actually, and I know a group of people that play it quite regularly. So I jumped in their Discord and had a chat with them, and jumped in and had a couple of games with them.
Nice.
And yeah, really enjoyed it actually, because since I'm probably going to be repeating myself quite a bit about this throughout this episode, is since I've done my PC upgrade, like the game runs a lot better now, very smooth. It's just a nicer experience as well because when I play with this group of people, we all share our screens on Discord, so we know where each other are as well. And that uses up quite a lot of CPU resources on your PC because, you're streaming your video, but you're watching like 3 or 4 other people's videos as well on your second monitor. So, if you haven't got a decent rig, that's going to hamper your performance quite significantly. But we like playing it like that because it kind of reminds us all of playing like the old Ghost Recon games where you could see your friends' cameras, yeah. So and it just makes it easy because the thing is, you have friendly fire, and there's no way really of identifying each other in game because there's no highlights or anything like that. So what we do is we put like you can buy armbands. We all put a red armband on, so you kind of like just look for that. But also, if you've got the second screen camera, it just makes it a little bit easier as well.
How many times have you just killed each other without realising?
Loads.
Yeah. Just someone opening the door behind you and you just instantly,
yeah.
Oh, and shit, sorry.
And the thing is, right, and this is one of the reasons why I haven't played for a while, is I'm quite chilled out when I'm playing games most of the time, just having a good old chin wag. I like to just chat shit, and the group of people I play with on this, they take it really serious. So if you start having a bit of a chit chat, like stop talking, game will focus on the game, and so the only thing you can talk about is the game that you're playing, where you are, just playing it very very serious. And if you're not in the mood for that, then you just kind of like, I just don't want to play, you know what I mean? So, but it is a lot of fun when you are playing it like that because you just get very immersed. But if you're playing it that serious and one of your teammates kill you, it can cause a little bit of friction sometimes. And sometimes I just can't be arsed.
Not only that, you can understand like the quiet because you can hear. I think it's obviously one of those games where you can hear people coming and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those games, right? So one of the items that you can equip are these headphones, and the headphones that go on your character give you better hearing in the game, so you can hear more, like footsteps are louder. You can hear things from further away as well. So, audio. To be fair to the people above, audio is a very big part of the game. So if you're having a chit chat and just not taking it super serious, and you're chatting all the time, you're gonna miss. And like enemies come around the corner and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I can see exactly where they're coming from. And if you spent a lot of money, in-game money, and spent a lot of time decking out your character, and then you get killed and lose it all, it is a pain in the ass to set yourself up again. So, yeah, definitely can see that aspect of it, 100%. So, yeah. But I've been. It's a really cool game, man. And as I say, it's been going for a few years now, and I'd like to see it actually come out properly.
And it's still remained popular as well.
It's exceedingly popular, which is, because there's not really any other game like it, and I'm actually quite surprised it stayed popular because there's few negatives. One, it's not on any storefronts like Steam or anything like that. It's its own download, and there's very few games that actually still work like that. Because normally you find a game on Steam or Origin or Ubisoft or Battle.net, all these different storefronts that are on PC. Whereas this is you got to go on their website, buy it, and then download it through its own launcher. And the second thing about this, which is quite negative as well, is the game is actually developed by a Russian team. So obviously, all the things going on with
You're
Russia
giving
and
them all your
Ukraine at the minute.
details, mate.
Yeah, they've got all your details, obviously, but also I think they did have some issues because of the ruble or something. They weren't making hardly any money from the sales or something with the currency conversion. So, yeah, but the game is still going.
Yeah, to be honest though, you have to pretty much give a bone marrow sample now to let any app work on your phone.
Yeah, of course.
Like you adhere to all these. Like it's bollocks at the end of the day because it's you read through all of this stuff and it's like, yeah, we basically want access to all your private information, whatever's on your device, blah 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 blah. So it's like you're forced to say yes because if you decline it, it's like not using the app then.
Yeah, that's it. That's it,
like,
man. That's it.
Oh,
but obviously, this game. I mean, obviously, I bought this game over two years ago before all of this stuff happened, right? So they've already got my money. So it's not, if I had the choice now, I wouldn't buy it, obviously. But obviously, because I've bought it, I'm not obviously going to give them any more money. But at the end of the day, it's still a good game, and yeah, still having fun with it. But yeah, that's what I want to say about it, really. What about you, Darren? You played anything? We're going one at a time, right?
Yeah. I've played a few newish games. Well, I'm not saying newish for me anyway. On a couple of them. I might as well start with the actual new game, which I got through last week, which was that DNF Duel.
Never heard of it.
Which is it's basically based on like Dungeon Fighter or something like that. It's a Korean MMO sort of game, but they've done a 2D fighter, 2/3D fighter, similar like Guilty Gear, art style wise. It's by the same team, Arc System Works.
Okay. Oh, that's quite nice.
But yeah, the original game that it's actually based on, I believe, it's an MMO side scroller.
This is an MMO side scroller.
No, this isn't. But the actual game I think it's based on is a side scroller.
Right,
or there was a side scroller on it because you don't actually choose named characters. You choose the job of the character per se.
Right. Okay.
So you've got like launcher that uses like all these different sort of firearms and striker and stuff, which is like your martial artist kind of character, crusader, but they're just their set character. It's pretty interesting. The combat style and it's different. It is what you would call a more simplistic fighter.
Oh, okay.
You basically have like a sort of like light and heavy attack or punch and kick, or whichever way. And then your other moves is like special moves and magic.
Oh,
because
nice.
you have like a magic bar underneath your health bar. And you just do them by pushing directions and those buttons to do special moves. So you sort of obviously jump in and you can combo with the two buttons and then go straight into a special move, and then some of those combo with magic moves, etc., etc. So you can actually pull off some pretty crazy stuff in it. But I like the art style anyway, and I like fighting games, so I thought I'd give it a go.
Oh, nice.
And it's pretty decent.
Have you played it online at all, or you just been playing it single player?
No, I've just been like getting to grips with the training tutorials, combo tutorials, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And you've got a story mode, and you've got versus computer, and a few other bits and bobs as well. Okay. So it's got like most of the sort of things that you'd want. There's unlockables. You get like every time you fight, you earn currency. and you just unlock stuff. But it's not like you need to be online, as far as I'm aware, to earn the currency, and it's just through playing the game. It's almost like a newish version of how you used to unlock things back in the day.
Yeah, the good old days.
Whereas back in the day, you'd just do something and you'd unlock like a background image or a voice pack.
Yeah.
Now you'll get a bit of cash to then purchase the ones you want. So I suppose it works out, and over time you'd eventually get them all. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be nice if they actually added like a side-scrolling element to the game with like the same graphics engine and everything, but that would probably be quite difficult. I mean, they tried it. Do you remember back in the day with Tekken Force? Was it called?
I've never played it, mate, to be honest. So
You never played Tekken Force? It was like it was basically like a side-scrolling version of Tekken, but it was kind of clunky because it was in 3D, so it didn't feel like a proper side-scroller, and you still had access to like all of your characters' moves, which are still like performed the same way, like the same combos and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
The double taps, etc. The most famous thing it's probably known for is when you used to pick up chicken, it used to go chicken.
Was like random?
Just like give you your health back. But yeah, they have done that kind of thing before. I just think it would be pretty cool in something that was originally like known to be, as far as I'm aware, a side-scrolling style.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, art style wise, it looks amazing. Really, really nice.
Well, like I say, its art system works. They've got a pretty decent way of presenting a lot of their games recently, especially like when they started it with like obviously Guilty Gear Xrd and stuff, and then Dragon Ball Fighters, and then carried on from there.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a reasonable price. I think it's just under the usual sort of, like, it's about 40 odd quid, depending on where you go.
Yeah.
Probably a bit less elsewhere, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how you get all these fighters, man.
I think it's on PC and Xbox. PC and PlayStation, I believe. Only.
Nice, mate.
But yeah, that's that one.
All right. Okay, well, I'll move on to my other game that's very Tarkov-like, which is Cycle Frontier. So this is another PC game that's been out. Oh, well, it was been in. Let's say I played it in beta ages ago, absolutely ages ago. But the game's actually just recently come out properly, so it was in beta for quite a while, and I launched into it, and it's like I had to start over again from scratch, which was a little bit frustrating. But this is quite an interesting take. So it is very much like Tarkov, but it's set on an alien planet. So your hub world, so you have a hub world, which is the space station, and you've got 3 different factions which you can do jobs for.
Right.
And basically they have jobs like go and kill, I don't know, 10 of these monsters, or go and find certain materials. Basically it's fetch quest, but it's like you get the materials, like say from the buildings, and you can also do mining as well. So you got a pickaxe and you can mine these certain areas for different gems and shit like that, and components. But basically, you get dropped into this planet on a certain. Well, it's random whereabouts you get dropped onto it. But the thing about this is very much like Tarkov, where you set yourself up on the space station beforehand with like a primary weapon, secondary weapon, ammo. You got to make sure the ammo is the right ammo for your weapons. You have like your body armor, your helmet, and your backpack. And like a scanner, so you use the scanner to scan, like, and it tells you where the minerals are. And if you die in game, you lose it all. So
you die in real life.
Yeah. So you lose it all. So again, it's that risk reward where, you know, if you've got 3 different missions on the go and you've done 1 or 2 of them, do you risk it and stay on the planet to get the last one, or do you try and escape and will extract and then come back again to do the last one? So there's only 2 Yeah, there's only 2 extraction points on the planet as well, right? And the thing is, when you're extracting, everyone knows when you're extracting because you've got to go to the certain area, then you've got to call in this ship, and it takes about a minute to come in, and people can,
Similar to the old Division thing where you was trying to get
yes,
your loot out with the
yeah,
helicopter in the
exactly,
extraction zone.
yeah.
Yeah.
So people can see it flying in, and then it like drops down, and then you can get in it, but then you've got to wait in there until it takes off again, and during that time. I mean, I've not had it happen in
That
the
used
full
to be the
game.
worst. You're just like, "Yeah, just drive off, mate. Come on.
Yeah, that's
What are you
it.
doing? I'll
Yeah,
stick a gun at the back of your head. Just fly."
yeah. So I had it in the beta a few times where there'd be people camping on these sites waiting, and then once they see the ship come in, they come out and murder you. But in the full game, I played like 3 or 4 rounds this week, and I've not actually had anyone do that to me, even though I've been worried that it has happened, is going to happen. Have been killed once by players though, but the thing is, when you're in the world, you've got the monsters on the world, which are quite tough, which will attack you. But you want to try, like it's hard because you want to try and avoid them because obviously, if you start shooting them, enemy
You create
players,
noise.
yeah, so enemy players will hear you. So if there's anyone near, they'll go towards the noise, and then you're busy attack like in a firefight with a few of these monsters, and then someone can just sneak up and take you out and take all your loot. So has all those aspects to it, which I think's quite cool to be honest, because you can jump in on your own. I actually did a game with Frosty, and that worked quite well as well. So you can go in with I think like 3 or 4 people. So if you're in a team, it makes obviously a little bit easier. But if you're on your own, it's a different experience because when you're on your own, obviously you feel very lonely, you feel very isolated, you don't know who you're gonna come across, and just feels more risky. But it's still a fun experience at the same time because
Well, no. Also, the other thing is if you run across someone else and you're with another person, you're going to be like, there's a 50-50 chance you're going to be the one that gets shot at.
well, yeah, that's it. Yeah. But you can also do in-game chat as well. So I went into a game and there was another player kind of above me, like on a higher platform, and I think they're in the middle of a mission because they were in voice chat saying, "Please don't shoot me! Please don't shoot me! I'm in the middle of this mission, and I really want to get it done." So I just said, "Oh yeah, fine. I'll just leave you alone." I was in a good mood, but
I thought you was going to say so I was shy.
no. No, so it has that aspect to it as well, which is quite cool. I like the voice communication in these type of games because you can meet people, and if you want to be a dick, you be a dick. But if not, then you just leave them to it, right? So I like it. I mean, it's got a really nice visual art style as well. It's not going for realism. It's kind of stylized in a kind of cartoony way, which I quite like. And the world, I say the world is quite nice. It's got a lot of variety to it, and lots of different areas, lots of different types of building. Has weather effects that can change, go from night to dark, day to night, sunny to rainy or whatever. So it's got quite a lot going for it, to be honest. So it is a game that I'm really enjoying, and I have noticed that quite a few people on my Steam friends list have been playing it as well. So it'd be quite nice to get some co-op going on this as well. But also, there's another effect with the weather dynamics in this is every so often a storm can hit, and when there's a storm, you kind of need to like get under cover really, but it stops the you can't call to extract during the storms because obviously the weather's too heavy for the ships to come in, so you got to kind of hide out until the storm passes, and then you can call for extraction. So, but I've noticed in the storms there's like lightning and stuff as well. And I'm unsure if you can get injured, like getting struck by lightning or anything. I don't know because I've not had that experience. But it's a really cool game as well. I mean, it's free to play, which is great. I've not come into anything where I thought like I need to spend any money though. I probably haven't played it enough, to be honest, to get to that aspect of the game. But for what you get at the moment, from what I've played, I think it's pretty decent, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, that's that on that. To listen to the rest of this week's awesome episode, you need to subscribe to the Patreon over at patreon.com/360gamercast. Head on over there, and from as little as £5 a month, you get an episode every single week of the year, including this one, which is just over 2 hours long, of me and Switch talking about the latest games we have been playing, and lots of news items. So check it out now. Patreon.com/360gamercast.